enormous. I mean, you're in great shape. Are you planning to come back? What is going on here?
You know what?
Look at this guy. He's in a.
I saw Bertuzzi's making a comeback to AAA or something, so I'm wondering.
No way.
Or did you ever stop? You just been over hiding somewhere.
You know what? I have played more hockey this year than I think it would be comparable to like an NHL season. I think I played around 60 games this year.
Really? What are you doing?
And I'm a better player.
Well, you're more relaxed. You're more relaxed out there, so you're playing to your strengths.
I'm allowed to show those soft hands off.
That's right.
I still have to lay down a, life lesson.
Let them know.
Time in these tournaments and these men's league games. Someone needs to, But
where
are you playing?
Message.
I play. I do Flames alumni,
yeah,
Sens alumni, and then hooked in with a bunch of charity groups, Easter Seals, Heart and Stroke, Hockey Helps the Homeless. So play all year in charity tournaments, and it's cool. Do a bit of traveling, and I think the coolest part is getting connected with guys throughout different eras and generations and stuff like that. And being in the Toronto area, I grew up a Leaf fan, and a lot of the events you do in Toronto, Dougie Gilmore, Wendell Clark, Daryl Sittler, like super cool. And so that's been the fun part of that, and obviously the hockey stuff's fun, and got more of an itch to play the last couple of years, but I feel like I'm playing more than ever.
Boy, there's some guys, they put that gear down at the end of their career, and
I was one of them. I was one of them.
That.
Yeah, I was one of them. It's like
too fresh, hurt too much to be around it.
Yeah, like you put in a lifetime of work from when you start at whenever you start skating, 3, 4, 5 years old, and then the grind of making it to junior, and the long path up, and when I finished playing in 2017, I was just looked at that gear and I was right to the back of the garage, and honestly didn't touch it for at least a year and a half. And
I think I was 5.
Yeah, slowly started, when I was working with the Flames here, we had staff hockey once every couple weeks. So
What's the big tournament?
I slowly started coming back on the ice with our staff at the Flames, and then kind of.
And once you started looking, you feel good about yourself.
Reinvented my career as a superstar men's league hockey player.
Specialist.
You get a lot of space. You get a lot of room.
I still do. Yeah, I still do.
Yeah,
it's good for the playmaking, big boy.
That's right. Yeah. Like would you say you had a pleasant end? Because we've talked with you plenty. It was not a great end. It was not how you wanted to go out.
It was an end that was an end. And it just you never expected or wanted, and then you're like, sitting on your ass.
Body's breaking down, can't play.
Yeah.
You go to Europe, it's probably not rather stay in the NHL, but you went to Europe, you had that last season. Would you say that was kind of
it was a great, I really look back on that decision. I think it was one of the best decisions I made of my career, because the ups and downs of a long career, and those of us that are fortunate enough to do that, it's very hard on the mind, body, family. I wasn't a guy that signed 5, 6, 7-year deals. I played a 15-year career on 1-year deals, so never not knowing where you're.
Love to negotiate.
I was a July 1st specialist, but the long taxing haul of that, and then I signed in England, and
who brought that to you?
The team kept calling me.
No?
They called me 2 or 3 times over the course of like legit a month.
Yeah,
and I was 35 years old, and obviously the NHL window has completely closed. I finished a year in the minors in San Diego. I knew I wasn't going to get anything, maybe an American League look, and I would have done that, where I would have went to an American League team and been, kind of an older guy mentor. I would have fully have done that. This team kept calling, and I've known guys throughout my entire career that I've went and finished off in Europe and said, if you ever have the chance to do it, do it.
Yeah.
Life experience, different, going over to England, I had no idea what that hockey was going to be like. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
And
you were a cult hero over there.
Yeah. The team I played for the Nottingham Panthers. Our rink, I think that rink holds around 7,000, 90% full every game. The team I played, our team qualified for a European Cup championship. So we were traveling in and out of Europe all year, playing in different countries. And the guys I played with on that team were awesome. Like, I'm still in a group chat with like at least 10 of them. that I still talk to. And of all the guys I played with in my entire career, these are the guys I talk to the most. And we had a fantastic group of guys there. And it was a great way to finish it off. I left the game with a little less bitter taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
Right. Because
I think you hear that a lot.
As you guys know, you guys are around the game a lot. There's less than the 1% that go out the way you want to go out. Everybody else, it's life, man. I mean, that's life in pro sports. It's not fair. And like guys like Rhett and some guys go out, they never really get to play again because they're hurt.
Yeah.
Right. And they have these nagging injuries and they want to get back so bad, but their body won't allow them to. And that sucks.
Well, then you think 2 years later, you think, why didn't I go?
And then there's guys like me. It's like, okay, it's August 31st here. Right. I guess nobody's calling me anymore.
Phone's still working?
Yeah.
Is my agent on vacation? Is there something?
How many guys have you known that have gone to Europe and disliked it? Like the odd Russian story.
The
story where you're
is
like,
a bit of a different animal.
But not very often do guys go to Europe anywhere.
Yeah.
From Italy to England to France.
Yeah, and there's so many leagues. Many leagues over there. And I highly recommend it to any guy that I talk to that's kind of getting into those later days of their career. If you have the opportunity and team calls, go and do it.
I saw the video of 35-year-old Brian McGrattan getting into it with 36-year-old Jim Vandermeer.
Oh my God! Okay,
with Belfast or whatever it was.
I'll tell you how that happened. So Jimmy and I, we've had some wars in the and Pete too, and in the minors, because Philly, when I played in Binghamton, Philly was like our arch rival.
Yeah,
and those were the days where there wasn't one heavyweight and one middleweight. It kind of felt like there were 3 heavyweights and 2 middleweights per team. And we had a pretty epic brawl against the Philly Phantoms. One year I fought Jimmy and Pete. I think I fought Pete twice and Jimmy once in that line brawl. And then, played against Jimmy a long time in the NHL. Yeah. Anyways, fast forward, we're 35 and 36 playing in England. And I got stuck out on a 2-minute shift. Okay. And we signed this little Latvian guy like legit 2 or 3 weeks before, and he's cutting across the middle of the ice, and Jimmy absolutely murdered him head down. And I'm just like, oh fuck. So I go over and grab Jimmy against the glass. I'm like, Jimmy, what the right? And I have never done this in my career. It looked like he dropped his gloves. Right?
Oh,
So I drop one glove and sucker him. He looked at me, he's like, fuck are you doing? Right? So anyways, we just said, fuck. And then we just went, it was a great
I've
fight.
Never seen 2 guys that really had no interest in going.
Like we had no, I had
to go. Yeah.
But I have never like dropped one glove and suckered a guy in my entire career. But it looked like he did, so bang, and he's like, fuck, right?
His helmet and his visor goes up over his
right.
head.
And anyways, it was a good fight. We toe to toe, right at the bench. We go to the box, and there wasn't much left in the game. And then in England, you shake hands after games. Right? Yeah. So we're getting down. I see Jimmy coming. I said, I didn't even shake his hand. I just gave him a hug. I said, sorry, bro, man. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah.
That is still kind of I don't know. I don't know how you feel about it. I think there's some guys. Yeah, I fought a lot in the NHL. That's all anybody ever wants to talk about. Like, do you get sick of talking about it, or do you enjoy it? Because you were one of the guys. You kind of enjoyed your work. Not many did.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, and like you said, there's not many that did. And Ratwood played with guys where maybe guys were like me that liked it, and there was guys that
there was 2 guys. Right? Paul Laus, I think, liked it in Florida. I don't even know if Razor liked it in Buffalo. I think before I got there, later on, he stopped liking it as much.
It gets harder as you get older.
Yeah. I think at the start of his career, he enjoyed it, but by the end, he was like,
where it got harder for me was you start getting to know everybody.
Oh, you make your rounds
and you somewhat form like a brotherhood with these guys, and you start seeing a guy that has a family and kids and stuff like that, and your thinking starts to change. When your thinking starts to change like that,
and who can relate to them more than you?
It gets dangerous for me.
Yeah,
because when I was younger, I was like bloodthirsty.
Yeah,
fight anybody.
Yeah,
10 guy. I don't care about you. And you start getting older and stuff. I
Yeah.
think when the thinking starts to change, it gets a little bit more
Is it-
dangerous for us.
Is it leaving the game or is it going to stick around?
I think I would like to see it gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it had its special time and place. I think there's just so much dangers around it now.
Because I look at, because I
I
wonder
do.
about that, how
Yeah.
things. Oh, maybe this is different, obviously, but some things are so cyclical, and we see what Florida's doing right now.
Yeah,
It's a form of intimidation. They're the rats, and they get. It's not that. What if it's a little bit more than intimidation? What if it's now more physical, and teams are becoming more truly afraid to play you as opposed to being imposed upon by you? I don't know.
yeah.
My thoughts, I don't know what yours are with Florida's. I think they're a great team. Love them. I'm an alumni and I'm happy to cheer for them and I love how they play. But if I was playing against them, I would not be worried.
I wouldn't be worried.
I would just go play. It'd be
I
like,
wouldn't be worried.
why
one
am
bit.
I so
Those
what?
guys play hard. They play honest. They
Just
play. You
play.
got some guys like Chucky plays on the line, right? Bennett?
But doesn't it
but those guys at the end of the day, they don't strike fear in
Well,
you.
and
Well,
you
and-
guys
You know
are-
you're going to be in it with how hard they play and stuff like that. But on a fear level,
yeah.
But
bring it,
doesn't it
'cause
feel like
that-
they've gotten into the other team's heads where
Of
we have to
course.
respond to this? It's like, no,
Yeah.
just beat them.
you know how you respond
What?
to it is fucking play hard.
Yeah.
Score
go
more
on.
goals.
Throw a
than
set
they
of
do.
balls
Yeah.
and play hard.
Yeah.
Right?
Quit
that's-
worrying about getting hit.
you don't need to bring in a 6'4" heavyweight from the minors to play against Florida Panthers. No, just
Yeah.
work your ass
give your
off.
balls a tug, and you know you're going to be in one here against a hard team and a hard game, and show up.
Do you like the
Right?
hockey nowadays? And I'm not. We're not trying to
Um,
make this about fighting or this.
no,
or that,
you know what?
because you're
I-
here. But the skill level, you go and you hear about the kids, and then you talk to guys. You said it just before the show started. The second first rounder the Flames picked. There's a speed level, and then there's him.
Yeah,
Like it's some of the stuff these guys do is
yeah,
pretty special.
Yeah, and I'm with you. I'm a huge hockey fan, and you know, there's certain things that come in and out of the game, I think, as the eras and generations go. And you know, there's going to get the kind of the fight fans and the physical fans saying the game is lost. It's not like the game we grew up watching in the 80s and 90s and stuff, but that's not the full game. The fighting and the hitting and
No.
stuff like that. It's
If you go
it's
watch
certain
some of those,
parts of some games, right? I think the skill level now of someone that's been in this sport my entire life, I am wowed sometimes when I see what these guys and these young kids can do
And
that
the
are
closer to the
that
ice
are-
level you get.
that are coming in at 19 and 20 years old and having an impact right away with this elite high end skill set. I'm impressed. And
even guys that aren't considered
the-
high end skill have high end
the
skill.
one
feels like.
thing I
yeah.
think our game has lost is the very intense, the intensity
Yeah,
and
I worry about that.
the
The thing that people loved
that's
about
one part
Yeah.
that I
that heart and soul and
Yes.
that
the
we're in ex-
rivalries,
Yeah.
so the intense
We saw it with
play,
that Four
I-
Nations, right?
but
It was like finally,
that
finally we're engaged and we have something to be emotional about. Because these
that
games
brought
we-
every hockey
Oh,
lifelong hockey fan
right, like those the Kachuk boys and all that. Finally, we care about a game.
and that game where the fights happened, I think the fights were a bit of a bonus.
Yeah.
That game and the intensity of that game was what every hockey fan has been starving for. And I think it carried on into the playoffs. I think the playoffs were amazing.
Well,
I think the playoffs were fantastic to
Yeah.
watch. Really, I do.
I always love the playoffs. I was not excited about the Four Nations. People know that. Listen, I'm like, this is a made up tournament. It's going to be. And after game one, I'm like, this is the best hockey maybe we've ever seen.
Yeah, and it was on the players. If the
Yeah.
players
But
didn't give a
that-
shit about it, then
So
it
that
wouldn't have
so
been.
that's what
that's that intensity that was in
But that passion and for that desire to win and that heart and soul that the hockey player has always been known for
Yeah.
to the sports
I
fan,
want to
that-
see that in a Flames Oilers game. I want to see that in a Leaf Sens game, a Sens Montreal game,
a Saturday
Montreal
night.
Leaf game. You don't see that
Yeah.
a lot, or
And you look
any.
at that-
I don't.
Sorry, I was gonna say, you look at that Florida team, and it's guys that hate to live. Well, there's Kachuk, and there's Bennett, and there's Marchand. It's like, yeah, those are the guys
Yeah.
that their give a shit meter is always high,
Always.
regardless.
Yeah.
I was looking at your 100. It's funny because we talk about Commodore all the time. It's like
Yeah.
no one gets more publicity and played fewer games.
So you would think Kami played here for 15
Right?
years.
You would.
Okay. What did Kami play? 19 or 20
Yeah,
games?
like hardly any games.
Yeah.
You 137 Flames games over 4 years. You actually played more as a Senator, but it's like 137 games. There's 82 in a regular season. That was over 4 years. But like, you're a Calgary Flame legend. It's what you accomplish
Calgary
and what
Flame for life,
the
baby.
impact you have in those.
Yeah.
Right? Because I never really thought about that. What's the reaction to you back in Ottawa?
It's great. You know, I go back. I'm starting. I go back. I went 3 times this year. Our alumni is starting to really grow. Obviously, a bit of a younger organization than most, right? So, getting more connected and doing more alumni events with them. Unfortunately, my little guy Gabe is a Sens fan. He likes the Sens and Flames, but he's a Sens fan. So
they're a team to cheer for coming up.
And I, you know, they are. They're going to be, from what they're building there. But that's where, you know, I started my career. Played 6 years in that organization, 3 in Binghamton, 3 in Ottawa, and you know, it's nice to see the direction and where they're going. And you know, Stevie Steos, ex-Flame, my boy from Hamilton, GM, doing a great job there.
The new owner's great too.
New owner's awesome. Another Hamilton area guy. I took a couple Hamilton area guys to write the ship there, right?
Took
So
some guys to get it done.
yeah.
You never need a lawyer until you need a lawyer, and then you need McLeod Law. They are the Calgary law firm. Calgarians, people that understand how our city works. So no matter what your legal needs are, it's simple. McLeod-law.com or hit socials at McLeod Law LLP. Peter Klein, you know him as the personal injury guy. Well, he's also your long-term disability insurance claim guy. Make sure you check in with him if you've got an issue collecting for the benefits you've paid for. Shane King, a partner in the Litigation and Dispute Resolution Group. Employee rights, if you've been terminated, make sure you're being treated as the law requires. Shane, always using practical and easy language, no legal mumbo jumbo. It's the Calgary law firm, and the only one you need to know whenever you need a lawyer, it's McLeod Law. You've seen us having a blast at McMahon Stadium as the Calgary Stampeders are back, a brand new looking team and a whole lot of fun down off McLeod and University Drive. You saw us there for the Stampede Bowl. What a riot that was. Good looking squad this year. Here's the thing. You want to get in on the action? Make sure you head to their website and Ticketmaster. Next home action for the Calgary Stampeders comes up on August 9th when they welcome back the Blue Bombers, a rematch of that Stampede Bowl. Get your tickets now. Well, it's summer, and that means it's air conditioner season. Yes, we don't need that in the winter, but it does get hot here in Calgary in the summer. And here's the deal from our good friends at Crystal Waters right now. 10% off a brand new air conditioner and a year of free preventive maintenance. Crystal Waters is your crystal clear choice for all things residential plumbing, heating, cooling services. We're talking 23 years of experience and over 30,000 projects completed. It's your clear choice for sure. Here's how you get a hold of them. 403-219-4100. Head to their website, crystalclearcalgary.com. Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating is your crystal clear choice for home comfort. And we're back with more Barn Burner.
I've heard you talk about it, but I've never been in front of you and formally talked about it. Dennis Bonvie, a huge impact in your life.
He had the greatest impact on my career.
And from what everyone talks about, I've met him twice.
Yeah.
And everyone, what a guy.
Awesome. And, you know, with Dennis, when I signed with the Sens, or I didn't even sign with the Sens yet, I was a last minute fill-in for rookie camp. And I had a really bad knee injury as a 19-year-old, missed over a year, really hard overage year. Got traded 3 times, was on the fence, legit on the fence about quitting and retiring. And kind of spent that summer not really knowing what I wanted to do. I signed an East Coast League deal with the Toledo Storm. And I think it was for 3 or $350 a week. And
Yes.
I was like, a little bit of scratch,
Could
right?
live on that.
Maybe I'll do this for a year and see where it goes. The Sens, Peter Chiarelli was the GM at the time, or sorry, assistant GM at the time in Ottawa, and called me legit a week before the Sens rookie camp and invited me to come. And the tournament was in Hull. I think it was a 4-team tournament, and that's the decision I made to take this kind of heavyweight path, being a bigger guy. I was a 4th round draft pick, 20 goal scorer, and in the OHL, and kind of maybe had that projection of a rugged power forward. I fought here and there, and never really fought any of the heavies in junior or anything like that. But I made the decision going into that rookie camp that I'm going to have to stand out here. This is my last kick at the can here. And, fortunately I went to a really soft organization, right? Like, they were fucking embarrassing how soft they were.
Chris Neal,
right?
And
but not
that's about it, right?
But just the way the Leafs really embarrassed them a couple playoffs in a row,
Havlat,
like
Hossa.
really embarrassed them. And I felt like, what an opportunity here. If I can stand out somehow here. And I did. I fought every game. And at that time in Ottawa, actually, they were the only team that did this of any of the NHL teams that I went to training camp with. You had to make main camp. They didn't invite all the rookies.
Oh, it wasn't just
you had to make it. So, obviously we know who's going to make it as your 1st round picks, and maybe a prospect from Europe and stuff like that. And when the tournament was all said and done, I was one of the guys that got to go. And the other guys it was Jason Spezza, Anton Volchenkov, Antoine Vermette, Chris Kelly,
different players.
It was like all guys that ended up playing in the NHL, all very different than me. I was a walk-on tryout. And then I went to main camp, and I wasn't there long. I was only there for 4 or 5 days. And those were the days that training camp wasn't 2 days, and then it was preseason games. Training camps were roughly around 10 days to 2 weeks before
before you got into the game,
because did some pretty hard. Hey, those old training camps we used to do, a week straight of conditioning and working out before you even, they even decided who was going to be, minors here, cut games, all that stuff. So I was there for a short time, went down to Binghamton, and where I kind of lucked out is over the course of the time that I went down to Binghamton, 3 guys on the Sens got hurt preseason. So obviously 3 guys getting hurt, 3 guys had to stay up, and it gave me a spot to work for. And I fought every single game in preseason for Binghamton and made the team, signed an East Coast League deal, American League deal, had a really good rookie year. Like, I had 20 points, 25 fights, and signed a 2-year entry-level deal with the Sens. But going back throughout that rookie season, Dennis really took me under his wing, and I don't even know. I would say I was a really shitty fighter, right? I because fighting guys in junior is a lot different than coming into the American League. And, now I'm fighting guys that are 27, 28, 29 years old that have either played East Coast League, American League, a long time in the NHL, long time American League guys. And it's like, when these guys grab you, you're like, oh boy, so much different, right?
Yeah.
So I went through a long losing streak. A very long losing streak, and Dennis was in my corner every time, teaching me about the mental side of it, the focus side of it, kind of teaching me what my strengths could be, should be, working with me after practice, and a year and a half of that. And for a guy to do that, Dennis is, I think, around 30 years old, knowing that I'm going to be the guy that's going to come and take his job.
Yeah.
But he taught me everything I needed to know. And I've said this before, if I never played with Dennis Bonvie, I would have never played in the NHL. And he was one of the cornerstone pieces of my entire career. And to this day, we're very good friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And actually when we traded Dennis to Hershey, I ended up fighting him 2 times and all that stuff. And that's
Gotta
kind
do
of
it.
the
Yeah.
unique part of friendships in hockey, is that sometimes you might have to fight each other. But he is arguably one of the like I said, the biggest influences, and as a mentor and as a friend, and how and why I made it to the NHL.
And he's still working in the game.
He's director of pro scouting for Boston.
Boston.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you strike me as one of those guys that you kind of studied how to do it. It's like some guys, I'm going to get into some fights or whatever. You were like, there was a tactical approach, almost UFC-esque
Yes.
of how to do.
Yeah,
What
and I
you did.
really and I really learned the mental side from Dennis, and how to train for that, how to really study guys and watch and learn. And at the end of the day, like, you guys saw the guys I was fighting, like,
Yeah.
they're legit heavyweight, and how am I going to be better than them? Preparation. So with anything in life, the more prepared you are, the better you're going to be.
Yeah.
And I really took it serious, and it became an art for me, and how I prepared. And you know,
Does
that's why I
preparing
became.
for it help you
that's-
with the mental state of it?
Yes,
Because
and-
that
and-
was an issue for a lot of the guys.
and the calmness of the
Yes.
nerves, right? And the calmness of
Yeah.
your nervous system, and focus and breathing and rest, and the right way to visualize and prepare your body. And I knew I had guys in warm up. I see guys looking, because they always see them looking down, right? Peeking down.
Who's
And I
it?
fucking knew right away I had you, right? I could see in their eyes I had them. But I've already fought you 500 times in my head the last 3 days. And and that's why I became one of the best. And I became one of the best because I was very humble. I was very humble when I won. I was very humble when I lost. And when I lost, I used it as a lesson, and a learning lesson. And how can I learn from this? What did I do wrong? He didn't fucking beat me. What did I do to allow him to beat me?
Yeah.
And in saying that, I was never one of a winner and a loser. Because if you have the balls to stand up or fight in front of 20,000 people, another couple million on TV,
Yeah.
for your team and your teammates, have all the respect, you've already won, right? You've already won.
Yeah.
And any guy that has ever done that role, and the history of that role, and the guys that I've ever played with, I have the utmost respect for them. And every time I see a guy now in retirement, big hug, handshake, and yeah,
There's a brethren there, right? Like there's a brotherhood to
Yeah,
it.
of course,
And,
yeah.
and there's the odd guy, I think, that irks the rest of you, where it's like, you're a dick.
Oh,
You're kind of not part of this.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah.
But for the most part, most guys are good about it. They
They're-
kind of have the same approach. It's like, if I'm going to go through 100 fights in my career, probably I'm not going 100-0. So I
No.
best have a little bit of humility to it.
The humility is the biggest piece, and the biggest piece is respect.
Yeah. There was a buddy of mine who played for the Blades, and it was like, oh, he's tough. He's like, that's not tough. Tough is dropping them in the first place. And if you do get bested, is coming back to do it again.
And I think what guys knew about, I think what guys kind of didn't like to fight me. I'll come for you 100 times to get you once. I mean, so that's why maybe guys were like,
Yeah, I might
I'm like,
but
if I fight him and I get him, or if I get the upper hand on him, it's like, I know I'm going to have a long night because it's a 3-fight rule. I'm going to
That's
keep
right.
coming back.
it's
for
kind
you,
of like,
bud.
was it Cox that got Proby the one time? And it was like, oh, that's a bad idea. Now everybody's coming for you.
Yeah. And you did engage with a lot of guys. Talking about the mental side, you had always a lot of the time, most of the time, the hands and the knees kind of
Yeah.
bent over, kind of side. Is that you
That-
preparing? Is
That's
that a psycho kind of thing?
Me preparing and lining up the line I want to go in on, right? And how I want to go in, and deep breathing. Really,
Yeah.
really, really, really deep breaths, because the more you breathe, the more you're calmer
Yeah.
and the more energy you're going to have. Before, when I was a younger fighter,
with me to
Yeah,
hold
just-
my breath.
yeah,
hold my
exactly.
breath in.
Like I put it in the box, I kind of hunched over, and so throughout the course of learning and stuff like that, and learning how important breathing is, and I think if you can see some of my fights, how long those are, because I had so much energy because I learned how to breathe right.
So is Dennis Bonvie teaching you that, and who's teaching him that?
No,
because
that's
that was
something
an
I
old-
kind of
okay.
learned
'Cause
for
I was like,
myself.
that
and-
feels like a real early thing for Bonvie to adapt.
Yeah,
or
no,
adopt, if
that was years of
Yeah.
of learning
Gotcha.
and stuff like
'Cause
that.
I think
Obviously there's a lot of nerves too, right? There's excitement.
Well, you have
there's
nerves for the
nervousness,
game
right?
already.
There's nerves for the game. There's reserving my energy because I know there's a guy over there, and I know I'm going to fucking get him at some time
Yeah.
tonight, right? So there's the nerve of that. There's the nerves of playing, at home games, you're all jacked up and stuff like that. So it's calming everything. And that's why those kind of longer square offs were breathing. And then I always pick a line on how I want to
Yeah.
go in and where I want to grab and stuff like that. So,
And it's
yeah.
and at the same time, it's like, oh, what's this guy doing? Oh,
Yeah.
it's like you're getting ready. Like, what is this wild animal getting ready to do to me? Jeez.
There
Now-
might have been a mental aspect
Yeah.
from the other guy's point of view. He's like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, he's getting all set
So
up
I don't know
here."
what we'll take a look at this one here. I believe this is October. So it's early in the season. I don't know if it's your first, and I don't know what your breathing technique was here, but it's 4-0. You're taking
Oh,
on the
yeah.
Leafs and a
Yeah.
legend in Ty Domi.
And a legend. And so this fight was a big fight for me. Obviously, growing up a lifelong
Leafs.
Leaf fan, Ty was one of my heroes, and I got him good here. But for here, right there. So back to the mental
Yeah.
mindset and focus and studying and all that stuff. So I knew how Ty fought. I'm a massive Ty Domi fan. I had me and my buddies have like 10 fight tapes of
Tapes of
Probert,
it, yeah.
all these guys, right? Watched my whole life. And where Ty is so skilled, right? He's 5'8", 5'9",
Unbelievable.
right? Is he likes to spin the big guys. And I knew he was going to get in tight on me and try and
Yeah.
spin me. So these are back in the days. Our jerseys are a little bit tighter now, but these jerseys had a lot more room in the sleeve.
Yeah.
Little goalie.
So I practiced for a week of different tie-ups and pulling my arm out of my sleeve, and that's what I did. 'Cause
Yeah.
I knew he was going to come in and get inside me. I knew he was going to do that, and got inside and grabbed me right in the right spot. And I know I'm like, and then right out the jersey, and then boom, right
Yeah.
across. And Ty to this day is one of my good friends, and we actually the night the Leafs knocked the Sens out, I went up for the Sens game, and it was Chris Neal and Chris Phillips and we did some stuff around the rink with our
Yeah.
jerseys on and stuff like that, and they actually put that fight up on the big screen. I didn't know Ty was at the game, right? And I get a text. He's like, "I'm glad I made you famous."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I often wonder for some of those too. It's like maybe it's a passing of the torch, and you would have faced it a little bit later where
Of course,
Young
and
guy,
I did.
I got to cut my
And
teeth.
we all
I'm
do.
going after the big
Yeah.
dog. That's
We all do.
Yeah.
But out of respect for Ty, we pounded the Leafs. The Leafs were shit that year. We pounded them 8 games. We were first
Yeah.
place team, right? And that game, I asked Ty, right? He said, "No, not tonight." And out of respect, I'm not going to chase you and ask you
Yeah.
anymore. But in my head, there's other ways. So I took a run at Matt Sundin. Now I knew I got him.
yeah.
He's
Right?
coming for
Right.
me.
I took like a 15-foot run at Matt Sundin. Now you have to.
Yeah.
There's always ways, right? So
Perhaps you'll reconsider.
yeah. But that was not only a big thing for me in my early career, because at that time I was living at the hotel, kind of right on the cusp of
Am I in or am I?
am I in or out? There are
Yeah.
15
Am I on the bus or am I on the
forwards
plane?
there. Yeah. So, and we were 9-10 games into the year. So it's kind of getting right to and how big that, and I didn't think how big that was for our organization because
Oh,
of the beatings
Yeah.
that the Leafs used to give them. So it really, the tide really shifted with that. And then coming to the rink the next day, I had the letter in my stall to get my own
Find a place.
No kidding.
and that really put my name on the map too,
Yeah.
right? As an up and coming enforcer in the league, and I kind of had a hit list already of guys. Okay, we got
Okay,
we got here. I got Philly next week with Donald Brashear. Okay, Pittsburgh's down here. George the Rock. Florida's here. I already had the list
Yeah.
going, right?
And I know in that clip, they Wade Belak was on the bench in a bubble because Colton Orr had broken his nose
Yeah.
and broke his face the night
Yeah.
before. Is how you had a rich history, like 7, I think, times with Belak.
Yeah,
over the
we had.
years.
I probably fought Wade probably the most of even
Yeah.
when he was in Nashville, we fought 3 or 4 times. He's in Toronto 3 or 4 times in Nashville.
I played with Beeks in Saskatoon. He was
Yeah.
one of the really good. Dude.
Yeah,
Really good.
yeah. So and that kind of sparked that Battle of Ontario, and
Well, and you had to have it, and that's because I'm hypocritical. I'm like you. I don't really. I've got kids coming up in hockey. I don't want to see them have to
no,
go through that.
no.
But then on the other side, God damn it, I have some fond memories of when those battles take
Oh,
place, and it's
yeah.
about winning. You son of a bit, like
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like,
oh yeah,
uh,
yeah,
so you catch yourself a little bit.
yeah.
You told me, are you still doing it? Are you helping Chris Gratton this year?
I am. Yeah. So gonna help out the junior B team, and
Is that the OJHL?
Yeah. So and then assistant coach,
And that's right in Hamilton. What's the name of
Yeah.
that team?
Kill TVs, and then the U11.
Ooh,
Oh boy. But the
juggernaut.
best thing is I got my ass handed to me in bag skates for 15 years of my life, and I cannot wait to skate these little baskets
Line 'em up.
in September.
Need you in shape, fellas.
Yeah, but no, really looking forward to it, and having 5 years of NHL development under my belt,
Yeah.
and having and still having that connection too. Like the Flames are my second family, and coming back here and still feel like I am really part of the organization. Like
Yeah.
I come here, and every time I come back, go to the office, see Connie and the guys, and just having that relationship, I think will really help me. And I've never coached before,
Oh, you
right?
love it. Yeah.
And coming down to the, I come to Calgary very often, and ask the coaches for some insights, some basic drills. You can help me out. So just having
Yeah.
that is pretty cool. Want to line up, just being in Ontario, want to line up a tournament for the kids in Ottawa at some time
Oh,
during the
take-
season when the Sens are at home, so
Yeah.
they can have a full day with the Sens and get that opportunity and that experience. So looking forward to the bit of the challenges of working with the younger age groups and stuff like that. So I have always felt it's so important to get back of a long career that I had on the playing side, a bit of a career on the development side, and to come back and give back to a community that I grew up in, and maybe I can have an impact on the next
Next
kid
generation.
Yeah.
that comes out of Hamilton. And to have a kid that's 21, 22 years old saying, one of the reasons I made it was Brian McGrattan had
Yeah.
a big impact on my life when I was 12, 13 years old, and taught me this, and this, like me with Dennis.
Yeah.
And I would love to see more kids from Hamilton make it. And we had our first overall pick from our city go last week. So pretty cool, really amazing story.
Yeah.
And it's nice because he's more likely one of the more skilled guys to come out of our city. It's me, Zach Ronaldo, Adam
Certain,
Mayer.
Yeah.
Darnell
Still
Nurse is a good.
sound-
Darnell
Yeah.
Nurse is $9 million player, but
Yeah.
we're more of a meat factory, and to see a first overall kid come from our city, it's pretty amazing.
Well, I mean, you talk about that two-way street where it's I'll give back to the kids, and then I mean I never played, but being around kids at the rink and coaching and just seeing teams get better and the evolution, it's the juice that you get off of that.
Yeah,
It's watching the
yeah.
younger players. It's awesome. And
especially if they'll listen. That's really
yeah, if they're coachable and listening.
There's always coachable.
Okay,
You know,
old
get on
man.
the fucking line, bud.
Yeah.
But yeah, these kids are great, and it's it's single A, and would love to see and work with kids that can progress to maybe double A next year, and then see them in triple A in 2 or 3 years, right? And give themselves an opportunity and stuff like that, and that. So
Village Honda, day one, an OG partner of Barn Burner, and of course, a proud presenter, for whatever reason, of the Pinder Report. Coming up, August 23rd, it is the 5th annual Honda and Acura Show and Shine. They've got awards for Best in Show, Best Modified, Best Classic, People's Choice, Best Off-Make. And while you're there, you can check out the demo clearance. It is on. Save thousands, maybe up to $4,000 on specific demo models. Just give them a visit. They're in the Northwest Auto Mall. They're your dealership for life. It's Village Honda and villagehonda.com.
Don't miss any of the action at Winsport from your CEBL's Calgary Surge. 2 seasons in, they've been unreal. Another great year shaping up as they look to get to championship weekend. Here's a look at the Surge summer schedule. And note that final home game of the year at the Scotiabank Saddledome. Go Surge!
Buddies, you know what Barn Burner is a presentation of Bet365, best gaming partner in the whole wide world. Get that app in your phone. If you haven't got an account yet, set it up. Use the code NATION when you sign up. Be worth your while. And then get in on it. They got game props, player props, totals. What sport do you want? What are you looking for? It's all there. Get in the app. Get in the game. Whatever your bet is, it's never ordinary. At Bet365, official partner of Barn Burner.
Buddies, it's Pinder. Now, you've heard me talking and seen me in action at Atco Field supporting Cavalry FC. But if you've never been, here's the deal. Producer Jack and I and the Elephant and Castle are teaming up for the first ever Barn Burner bus to the Cavs. Love it. September 20th, we're going to be taking in all the sights and sounds of Atco Field, but we're going to meet at the Elephant and Castle right off 17th Avenue on 4th Street. Before we go, here's the deal. September 20, $45 gets you transportation to and from the game on bus from Elephant and Castle, share plate at the Elephant and Castle, Pine of Carlsberg at the Elephant and Castle, not to mention a seat in the Barn Burner section with producer Jack and I to check out Cavalry FC against Valor. Those turkeys from Winnipeg. Going to be a ton of fun. Here's how you get involved. Go to elephantandcastle.eventbrite.ca. Search through, find the September 20th game, purchase your ticket there. Again, transportation, food, drink, ticket in the Barn Burner section, and we'll go cheer on the Cavs. An incredible experience to get out there. The bratwurst, the fans, the crazy supporters with the drums and the flags and the smoke. And hopefully a big Cavs W at Atco Field against Valor. Join us for that. And also, while we're at it, here's a look at Cavalry FC's summer home schedule. Let's get back to another summer edition of Barn Burner.
So you start out in Ottawa. Run me through the career. Go to Ottawa. How many years in Ottawa? I should know this. But
6. Well, 6 in the organization,
6.
3 with the Sens. Year in Phoenix.
Yeah.
How did that come to be? Because it was 5 games for the Coyotes,
Yeah,
one in San Antonio.
Yeah. So that year started off. That's when I was right at the end of my days with my drinking, and drug use and stuff like that. Was the darkest days of possibly my life, right? And coming to terms with that I needed help, and I went to treatment for 3.5 months that year. So I left in November, came back in the new year. I didn't even really know if I was going to come back and play hockey, to be honest, because I needed to get so many things right internally, lifestyle, obviously that was an escape for a lot of things in my life too, right?
Yeah.
And playing in the NHL and high pressure, hurt all the time, and finding ways to self-medicate and escape and disappear.
Sure.
Well, I didn't have that escape anymore, man. Right? So how am I going to deal with all of that moving forward? Do I want to deal with it, or do I just want to maybe create a new life and a new path for myself without this.
Was it hard when it ended in Ottawa? That's the team that kind of put so much faith in you,
Yeah,
and brought you up,
I mean,
and then
yeah, I mean, and then I got traded. I think I got traded at the draft for like a 5th round pick. Yeah, I was kind of choked a little bit. I would like to have kept playing there, but
Felt like you're a guy that gave everything you
Yeah,
could to the organization,
right,
and
but-
then you've come to the realization that even though you did, and we appreciate
me
it,
and,
it's just the way
and
it is.
100 other guys think
Yeah.
they're going to be in the these coaches and management and people in the organization love you, and then the next day you're gone. It was a very valuable learning lesson
Yeah.
for me for the rest of my career, right? And so that year in Phoenix, I played 5 games. I played 1 in San Diego. So when I got out of treatment, like I said, I didn't know if I wanted to play anymore, but I got myself into such good shape. And Don Maloney was the GM at the time. So when I came back to Phoenix after being in treatment, I called Don and we met for a coffee, and he walked in and kind of gave me like, he couldn't believe how good I looked.
yeah,
Oh,
Right. Couldn't believe how good I looked. He's like, holy shit, Gratz. I'm like, yeah, man, I've been really working, man. And I said, Don, I would like the opportunity to come back and play in some fashion this year. And I said, I don't even care if I go to our East Coast League affiliate. I just want to see if I have it.
Mhm.
Just want to see if I have it. If I can get back. So he's like, so let me organize some things, and I'll get in touch in the next couple of days. So he got back to me, and I went down to San Antonio, who was the farm field and conditioning. Actually, Ray Edwards is the head coach, as a director of player development here. So I went down to San Antonio for like a 2-week conditioning stint. I only played 1 game, and then I got called back up. And I fought Jody Shelley my first game, and then George Peros my second game. And like me, I think George is the guy that really studied guys.
Mhm.
And he blocked one of my punches, and I completely blew my shoulder out. It was surely shitty.
Yeah.
And it was an 8 or 9 month injury. But over the course of that off season, I had one team that called, and it was Calgary. And it was Daryl. And Daryl and my agent had a long chat, and Daryl said, I've had players like Brian in the past that have gone down the dark path and reinvented their life and their career, and deem them as special people, and we'd like to give him a second chance.
Yeah.
And that's the main reason of the second half of my NHL career is Daryl Sutter gave me a second chance.
The legend got to live.
Yeah. So, and then I signed in Calgary in 2009-10. Was here for 1 year. Didn't get any looks after that year, and went and played in the minors. Played in 2 teams in Providence and Syracuse. And then plucked off waivers in training camp, Nashville for 1.5 years, and then came back and finished off here for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And the old roller coaster ride of I got a good tour of North America.
Got to see a lot of
got
the
to see
country.
a lot
man.
of shithole minor league towns and some pretty cool cities and stuff like that.
Is there a minor league town that stands out as being good and
San-
notoriously bad or notoriously good? Any of them?
I think San Diego's the best city in hockey.
Yeah.
That's an amazing minor league city. And then you go right to the other end to Binghamton, New York,
Bingo.
where that was 3 long years.
Yeah. Dark
Yeah.
and cold and wet and rain.
The East Coast League, American League cities are not like the West.
Not as good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now they have Palm Springs, San Diego, right? And
Not
then
bad.
You got guys dying up in Syracuse and
Yeah.
and
That same route that everyone's gone through up there too, right?
I
Hershey,
think-
Syracuse.
I think
Bingo.
you have to go experience playing in those places.
I only got to do it. I did it for
Right,
9
and
games,
I think
but it
it's
was
an
all on the road
important
in those towns.
to kind of get that taste of playing in the minors and playing in some of those not so great places, and because it gives you that extra kind of oomph of never wanting to go back.
Yeah, I don't need to see Syracuse
Right.
again.
But I played in a bunch of small towns in upstate New York, and Syracuse and
Roch.
and Binghamton and Rochester and Wilkes-Barre. Like we had quite the loop there. But the thing with all these teams is they all had 3, 4, 5 guys too, right? So it was not only being a long year of being a not
You weren't getting nights off,
but it's like fuck, I'm fighting 4 times a week too,
right? We'll show the salute. Did you get fined for the salute?
I got a 10.
You got a misconduct for it.
I got a 10, but I didn't get. I don't know if I got fined.
I couldn't remember.
So with this one here, back to the hating the Canucks because I cannot stand them. And this was my first.
How do you come by not liking the Canucks?
I just always, you know what? I've always felt just a bunch of arrogant.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not taking their side. It just feels like,
and as you can see, all the games we played against these guys were really.
Well, and Tom Sestito was on the receiving end of that hate. It seemed more often than not. It's like, here we go again.
And the funny thing is, right, in pregame skates against these guys, right, come back into the room, we're getting undressed, and someone would always yell in the room, "Hey, Big Ern, how's Tom Sestito's pregame nap going to be today?" But and I was never a big guy for celebrating.
Yeah, I know.
But I came back and I loved playing here in 2009-10. I was actually choked they didn't re-sign me.
Yeah.
Right. So this is my first game back after being in Nashville for a year and a half. And again, kind of going through the shit. I just got sent down to the minors. I got put on waivers. The Flames traded for me. And this was my first game back in Calgary. And I pounded Tom Sestito here. And
well, I like that one.
But the thing is, I turned and I looked, and I'm looking at the entire grandstand. Everybody's going.
You're
nuts.
like, thank you.
I'm like, shit, I got to do something here.
Yeah.
and that's why I did that. And I only did it once.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Whatever it was worth.
Because I'd seen an interview, you kind of felt maybe bad about it because you prided yourself in not showing up the other guys. You have major respect, but it was just, I'm back in Calgary. And I hate this team.
Yes.
Decisive win. The crowd, it just kind of maybe
everything.
I mean, it's not the most outlandish celebration we've ever seen. It was very cool. We've seen people have it tattooed on their leg and stuff.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy,
right? And we kind of started that way. 137 games, like over 2 stints, and there have been some tough guys that have played for the Flames over the years, and certainly during your time.
Yeah.
But there was something about Big Ern that you were kind of in that next level. You were an absolute fan favorite.
Yeah. I just came and, I think because I came to the rink, I felt I represented the city and that Flaming Sea the best I could with everything that I had. And when fans can see players that do that and not necessarily fighters, those guys stand out. Like look at Ryan Lomberg.
That is all fans.
Ryan Lomberg is the same. Look at how much pride and passion he plays, and he's a fan favorite too.
And that's all that fans ever say.
That's all they want.
Yeah.
Show me the passion that I have for my team.
Yes.
Play with that passion because I care about the team.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you?
You're on the team and don't care as much as I care about the team. How does that? And like you say, there's fall down a couple times along the way off the ice. Hey, I'm back up. People can so relate with people that are prepared to put in a little hard work and give a shit.
And I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of fans, because they're knowledgeable in Canada and around it, recognizing that, it's kind of the end of an era. They can see the writing on the wall. You know what I mean? Like, okay, there used to be 5 tough guys, and then there were 4, and then there were 3, and then it's...
And you're like, oh boy.
Yeah.
And now
last of a breed.
Yeah, maybe there's a few.
And that was the hard part as a player seeing that too, because and you know your time's coming when the numbers are dropping for a year.
Wait a minute, I get 2 games off in a row here.
It's like, wow, I can't wait to bag skate for the next 6 weeks because I don't see anybody else on the thing here, right?
I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but I did need to get my phone because I reached out just to ask just anonymous people. I said you were coming on. If they had anything I should ask you. Are you guilty or not guilty of putting cheese or ham in guys' gloves before practice?
So, as you know, in the Flames room, right, we have there's a breakfast buffet and all that stuff, and I would put put cheese in guys in their fingers and their gloves and the inside of their helmet right here and or on the back of their helmet, in their clothes, in their wallets, like Colby, Joe Colburn went to pay for his pregame meal and went to pull out his credit card and a piece of ham flew out because I put so that was a long running joke in our room of, you know, guys putting food and their equipment and stuff like that. But I was the main culprit.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Did you ever get in shit from maybe your coach, Daryl Sutter, for talking to a player on the other team in pregame skate?
Oh, this was unbelievable. This one was unbelievable. So I was on the team here, and I think I was still recovering from my shoulder injury because I did a bit of training camp. I had the bright jersey on at the last week and stuff like that, right? And I don't even think I've played a game for the Flames yet, and Ottawa came into town. And of course, I was out there bag skating away back and forth, and Christoph Schubert, the German guy, I played with him for 6 years, came out. He's like, "Hey, Graz, how you doing today?" Right? So I went over. I legit
You can respect.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
right? So I go over to Shuby, right? It's this me, and it was Dave Lowry, our assistant coach, on the ice, and Christoph Schubert, the only 3 people in the entire 20,000 seats. So I go over to Shuby. Hey, bud, how are you? Good. Not playing tonight. It was a legit, man. It wasn't much longer than a minute. And I came in the room, and Brent's waiting for me. I'm walking down the hallway into the room, and Brent's like, got his kind of hands like this. He's like, Daryl wants to talk to you. All right. Okay. So to go in my office. So I go in the office. Daryl's not there. The speakerphone's there. Just a speakerphone. Brent's like, he's here. I'm like, hey, Daryl. He's like, you're our tough guy? I'm like, yeah, I'm your tough guy. He's like, you're our tough guy, and you're out there cutting fucking deals with the other team? Cutting fucking deals with the other team pregame skate, and you're our tough guy. And then I didn't know how to answer. I look at Brent. Brent's is looking at me like this. He's like, you're cutting fucking deal. And then he just went off on me. I didn't get a word out. I'm just sitting there. Basically, I'm looking at Brent's cell phone right now, and I was so confused. And I went back and got undressed. I couldn't believe it. Yeah. So Daryl's, that's Daryl. That's a big no-no with Daryl, but nobody told me.
Yeah, I was warned.
So
I was warned.
I didn't get the warning, so I got the full-on lambasting about cutting deals and all that stuff, right? So I was on Nashville. Reggie got traded to LA, right? Yeah. Daryl's coaching LA, and Reggie stretched out the fucking red line, right? I flew out there, slid on my knees, and stopped right beside him, like, hey, Reggie, how's the beach going? How's LA? You love it? And he's stretching there. He's like, fuck off, Big Earn. He's on the fucking bench. Get the fuck out of here, Big Earn. Yeah. Yeah, great. But that's a big no-no with Daryl is talking to the other team. So I learned a valuable
day of game.
You can't even look down the other way.
I love that. No one's in the building, but Daryl saw it.
But Daryl saw it, and he right over the speakerphone in Brent's office. Yeah.
I'm shocked he wasn't on the mic.
No.
Yeah. Hey,
cut deals.
Bag skated day of game because you're not playing, but then finding out that you are playing with Bob Hartley.
Oh yeah, brutal. And that's the part
often.
That's the part I hated about being kind of an extra player. Sometimes
the bag skating
is you didn't really know if you were playing.
There's a bit of Bob too.
He's a fucking. We'll leave that alone. He's a.
Yeah,
I didn't really like the way
you don't. Not the first, not the last.
Just the way he operated with some things, I did not agree with. But that was one of them. Where sometimes the extra players, because they would write on the board, they would have right the first 3 lines,
yeah, and then question mark.
Then there'd be, the left winger center, and then there'd be my name / someone else's name.
Yeah.
I want to prepare.
You had no idea,
Yeah, I'd like to prepare.
right?
Well, you should prepare.
You always got to be prepared, all that stuff. So coming to the rink in the morning at pregame skate, you see that. I don't know if I'm playing. Then I get rinsed in a bag skate.
Well, then you prepare for the bag skate
Right.
because a bag skate sucks. It's
bag
not,
skate sucks because you have to have an extra, like, more mentally strong
Yes,
for a bag
you
skate
have
because you know it's coming, right? And you go to the rink in the morning, you're like, you're a bit down,
You're
and you
down,
don't want to be
you're-
down. You got to put the
Yeah.
fake face on around your teammates sometime because
Yeah.
you don't want to be the guy that's sulking in the room
Pouty
because you're not
pants.
playing
Yeah.
because nobody. But at the end of the day, we're all human.
Yeah.
Right. And so the harder part of bag skates was being mentally engaged for them because you have got so low of energy because you're so down.
You're
But you
tired
get-
because it's morning. You're not as
And
awake.
Bob-
You haven't had 2 Red Bull or a coffee or as many, because
Yeah.
you're thinking you might have an afternoon nap because that you got to be ready for the game.
and Bob's bag skates were hard.
Yeah.
Bob's bag skates
I've
were
heard that.
hard. They were the hardest I've ever done in my career. Anyways, I get rinsed in this bag skate and they get a text in the afternoon, you're playing tonight. Like, you fucking kidding me right now? Right. But yeah, so
Yeah.
that was some of the challenges of being kind of that fourth line to extra player.
Yeah,
stuff.
there was
That
mental
was
anguish
not
that you had to
the-
overcome. in
The
that.
mental side and sometimes and there were certain coaches, and Bob was one of them, that used to would prey on fourth line guys and extra players because at the end of the day, what if I say something back, I'm gone.
Yeah, there's a position
Right?
of
So-
power there. So.
So and he's not the only one. There's other guys that have done and do that stuff, and that's one part of the I don't ever agree with. But anyways,
you
that
find
was
that
kind of the
ty-
shitty part of.
Did you
of that.
find typically that the coaches that did that were guys that didn't play? Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I mean,
the game, there's always game playing. Daryl was hard as hell on guys. You just
Yeah.
told a story about
yeah,
it.
yeah.
But there was there also wasn't usually a take advantage of you situation,
Yes.
right? Like it wasn't just a I'm going to shitburger you just because I can.
Yeah, but Bob did that all.
Bob,
He did
guys
it all the
like
time.
Keenan did that.
Yeah. So, in saying that, yeah, maybe that's part of it for sure. Yeah.
Again, I don't want to blow anybody's cover. Or go ahead.
Well, I'm going randomly all over.
Yeah, yeah.
Were you here when Gully was here?
I was in player development.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I was going to ask, he gets the job in Dallas, and what's your thoughts?
Did he
on
take? I know he got out. Did he take it?
Yeah, he's the guy.
Yeah. Good. Well, good for him.
Yeah.
And you know what? I like Gully a lot. Almost killed him in the hallway if he's behind Torres.
That's right.
That was our first kind of.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've ever met him. Actually, was in the hallway, and then
that? Hello.
and then working development here when he was the coach, and every time in passing when Edmonton came when he was in Edmonton, I always went down and said hi. I have a lot of respect for him as a person and a coach, and I'm glad that he got another
Yeah.
opportunity, and I hope he does good things there.
Yeah. You were talking about your mental preparation, how it would let you kind of
Yeah.
before games. I don't want to blow anyone's cover again. This is just random, Gratz. Before games and every period, Gratz would down a Red Bull as fast as I've ever seen anyone down anything. Get him ready for his one shift per period. But still, he has the ability after games. All of us are wired. Gratz would fall asleep on the back of the bus while the rest of us are amped for hours.
Guys, they couldn't believe it, right? And chug a Red Bull. I always had one. I think I had one before warm up, before the first, and before the second.
Oh,
I never
jeez.
I never really played in the third that much, so I never really needed one for the third, right? But we get on the bus and the boys are all cracking some beers and all that stuff and going to the whatever airport or
Yeah.
wherever we were traveling. There's me in the back seat just
Bunkered in.
Ask him about the game in Chicago when he had to play far more minutes than he was used to. Roman Chervenko pulled the chute after his first shift. Bob rolled 3 right wingers the rest of the game.
I played 17 minutes that
Was
night.
that your most
ever?
ever?
Gratz was dying.
I was dying. I was dying, and I was so pissed at that little check. He pulled the shoe last
Best player outside of the NHL.
yeah.
It was the end of the season.
Oh, yeah, it was
Yeah.
and I was legit dying. Like I mean, coming into after the first and second, just tits up. Like I play like 5 to 6 over the course of a whole game. Not 8 a period.
Yeah.
It was a whole week's work.
And this was also the game we've heard the story from a couple guys about Joey McDonald, the goalie,
Oh, yeah.
when he got
collapsed and Kipper had to go on.
he was so out of shape. They traded for him,
yeah.
brought him in.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
They had to stretcher him
They
out because
stretchered
he was
him out.
out of gas.
Out of gas, stretching him out. Well, I was almost the close stretcher. If they had another stretcher, I was going
Piled
with
on
them.
top.
Yeah.
They had another. Yeah. So
Yeah, Joey McDonald, I guess it was full red furnace face. He was just
IVs,
IV bags.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, we've all been.
It's a tough
Yeah,
way to
look at
go
that.
out.
We've all been there.
And we have some video to support this one. Ask him about the goal against Eddie Lack in Vancouver.
Oh, what a goal, huh?
Oh,
Yeah, we'll
great.
show it
Let's
here.
hear
What a
about it.
goal.
It's a
And-
goal scorer's
and-
goal. Like you
and-
say in junior, you're 20 goal guy. You had the touch.
Like legit, how many guys?
So
in
Grant's
the,
gonna
how
take
many
the
guys
chip.
in the NHL have scored from center ice? That's a good shot, too. Look at this. Fucking pick the corner,
That
right?
is a
It's a fucking, it's a
1984
fucking
slap.
laser.
That's a 1984 slapper. Do you have a Hesper
There's
in
another,
your hands?
there's another angle. Yeah, there is another angle.
And look at Torts. There's my buddy. There's my buddy Torts. And
Here it comes.
Here it
Look
comes.
out.
a little one hopper right here, pick the corner and the 7 hole. And so we played these guys again like 2 weeks later, right? And I got the puck, same like this, and we were in Calgary, and I bombed one from center ice, and he saved a escape by the bench, and Eddie Lack goes, "Go fuck yourself."
Yeah, the story that he scored from center against Vancouver, except he thought it was such a good play and not horseshit luck. The next 2 months of the season, every time he got the puck in the neutral zone on a
Red
rush,
line.
he took a slap from center.
It was my signature
Signature
move.
move.
Yeah.
Go back, Jack. Can you pull that up real quick just when he gets the puck? This is what size and toughness gets you. Just if you have the start of that clip, because Gratz is circling the zone here. Look at he's heading to his wing spot, and it pumps up. Now 99% of the time that defense was going to stay in on that guy.
Right,
just
right
keep
at
the
that,
puck in.
right at that Sportsnet sign. When I got the puck, if that's anybody else, that D-man steps. up
Yes,
and
exactly.
I might
But
have my
he's
head
like,
down.
That's
Like,
bigger.
because I was coming like
Yeah, he
Yeah, you're
could have
turning
timed
up.
it out and cut.
if he timed that right, he could have knocked me out in the head.
Instead, it's Ern. I better back it out.
Oh, it's just
All right, just
Oh.
pick the corner.
You
baby.
fucking your toe picked is what you did.
Yeah.
the boys would be just loving it.
Jack.
A, it's you, and B, it's from center. I mean, it doesn't get much
Oh, the
better.
boys on the team didn't hear the end of this one for a while too.
So Torts, your
Right,
buddy.
Look at him, eh?
It's like, this fucking guy.
I think I'm a curse with him. You know, I went to Philly this year, and legit, I went down for a Philly Flyers event with their alumni, and I wanted to go down and talk to him
Yeah.
and just say, you know, what's up and about that brawl. You know, this is what he got fired that morning.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, he got
Your
fired the
conversation.
morning. I flew there, and I was gonna go
Yeah.
legit, wanted to go down and say hi and kind of, you know.
It's hard to say because he
And-
would still be in that coach mode, but I
Yeah.
feel like he'd be.
Everyone has said that Torch has changed
Yeah.
immensely.
You know
Like,
what?
he's-
I think I would would love to play for him.
I would have
Yeah.
loved to play.
I think
I-
that
I-
year.
I wouldn't. A guy like John Tortorella, guys like myself, we never have an issue with guys
Yeah.
like Torrance. We do what is asked. We play our asses off, and we don't bitch. We don't complain, and
Yeah.
you're gonna get the same every day.
Yeah.
Those
and-
guys love guys like us.
And you do some
right?
heavy lifting that
If
other
you're
guys don't want to
if
do.
You're soft and you know,
Yeah.
a lot of these guys.
he's
don't
gotta
like the
draw it
soft
out
and
of you-
skilled guys that are the perimeter guys. Good luck. Go play somewhere else.
If he's got to pull it out of you, he don't want
Yeah.
it.
I wonder if that year in Vancouver did some of that because you remember he had the issue with Lack and Luongo at that outdoor game.
Yeah.
He didn't play Luongo. He took shit for that.
I think
there was
he
the
got
brawl.
over his boots being too much of the hard ass,
Yeah.
to be quite honest with
Yeah.
you, in Vancouver. I think he was trying to live up to that reputation
I do
a
too.
little bit, and then he realized, whoa,
Yeah.
I've gone too
Because
far.
it was 1 year, right? Didn't he get fired at the end of that
Yeah.
season?
And
He
then-
signed
and
a
then
long-term
this year, I
deal.
think he fired himself.
Yeah.
And
Because
I
it was
would've-
the press conference. It
you
was the
would've-
press conference
with-
the week before I got there. Basically, he fired himself.
Well,
Yeah.
in the
you would have had
interview.
7 goals against his goaltending because they were awful, just
Horrible.
terrible.
Or maybe a couple more center icers.
Yes.
Maybe that's your spot. Gretzky behind the net, Big Earn from center. It's your office. It's the office. Well, dude, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, great. Yeah.
We were laughing before about Joe Rogan when you'd have to have some stories to tell. You'd have to have a personality, and you know what, get knocked down, get back up, colorful guy. It's you.
Yeah.
You would be the guy to tell the rags to riches NHL story for sure.
Yeah. Well, I really, we've known you guys a long time, and thanks for having me.
And this is almost like Rogan.
And-
This
and I-
is
and
kind
I-
of-
and I-
Yeah, we're the stepping stone. We're
Yeah.
the minor leagues. And next year when you play in the majors, you'll be on Rogan.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Set, yeah.
Yeah.
Put in a word for us, maybe. See where you're going there. Good to see
But,
you. You look great.
Hey,
Yeah.
did you win? Sorry. Did you win the poker tournament?
I didn't win.
What the hell's wrong? What are you
No,
doing?
I know.
Come on.
But those tournaments, those are the two. I think those are my two favorite tournaments all year: is the Flames poker and the Cowboys one. Did you win?
Champ.
What won? The Cowboys or Flames?
Cowboys.
No shit.
Probably a decade ago.
Oh
I
no
don't know
way.
how at all.
Cheat.
Oh no way.
Definitely cheating.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But really appreciate it. You guys having me here.
You're great.
Means a lot.
Come on anytime. Whenever you're in town,
Awesome.
come down now. Hopefully the construction will be done.
Not likely.
Probably not.
But no, because you watch all the games and stuff. We'll get you in the season. We'll talk hockey.
Of course. Yeah.
Talk
Yeah.
about
I'm
what's
here
going on.
all the time.
Awesome.
Yeah. Amazing guys. Thank
Good
you.
to see you.